Hey guys, so this week you guys are working on hatching. So let me just talk you through the basic techniques of what hatching and cross hatching are. And this will be kind of part one, and then we'll have part two where we build on it. So hatching basically are parallel lines that you use to create shadow and shading. Okay, so exactly what it sounds like. You're just gonna work on, this is your first step, practice making lines that are kind of parallel next to each other, okay? The trick to hatching is that if you can start controlling it, the closer together they are, you have a darker value. You can see the difference between that and that. I'm not pushing down any harder or lighter. It's not a pressure thing, but you definitely don't want to do this right from the start, okay? So we've talked a lot about how you should hold your pencil. Let's kind of remember that. If you are automatically holding it the exact same way that you write with, you need to figure out how to like relax your hand a little bit. So a couple techniques: hold it more towards the end. I kind of rest it, a little bit more. So at that point, I can kind of do this and get a good amount with the pencil, okay? Some people like to go backwards, but that doesn't really work for hatching. So I just suggest like pulling back to the middle or towards the end of it. You can kind of rest your palm, on the ground. And for phase one, what you guys are gonna do is just practice hatch marks. Try and get them as parallel as you can. The biggest mistake with hatching is if you kind of hatch haphazard like this, okay? What that looks like, that kind of looks like hair or grass. Your eye will try to make something of that. If you can keep them uniform, then your eye will kind of accept that as shading. So kind of start practicing, put some, kind of farther apart, get them consistent. The closer together you get, then you get a darker one, okay? You can also work on, kind of making them big and then small and then bigger again, because you're going to work on creating shapes using hatching. You're going to work on value with hatching, okay? So your first step, your first kind of pre-assignment this week is going to be just to practice these hatch marks. So I need to see you kind of practicing this and making different shapes, make some spread out, and then some close together. Okay, so that's going to be kind of phase one. I think I ran off the page on you there. Sorry. All right. The next thing you guys are going to work on as a pre-exercise is called cross hatching. So I have these first hatches. Cross hatching is exactly how it sounds. You're going to cross your hatch marks. Okay. The trick is to make sure you guys are kind of coming in at an angle with your cross hatches. So what that means is my next line of marks, my next set of marks, I should say, are going to kind of come in at about a 45-degree angle. So 90-degree would be like where they're here, and they cross in like a 90-degree angle. I'll show you the problem with that in a minute. So 45-degree angle is just kind of cutting across at that angle, okay? If I were to do a 90-degree angle, what happens is, say I have some hatch marks. The reason we cross hatch is to get more values. So if I want a darker value, it also helps create shapes and create different textures and different things. So there's, a few different things. But if I come like this and then say, I gotta try not to do it. Say I come here and come at a 90-degree angle for my cross marks, my cross hatching. My eye is going to try and make that into a pattern. It's going to try and figure out, like, why are you making a checkerboard in the middle of your drawing? So this, where it comes at a 90-degree angle, you do not want, okay? This is the do not do. Okay? If you do, there's always cross hatching. You can come back and break it up with different angles and make a darker value. Okay? So you're going to practice cross hatching. Try it at this 45-degree angle. Okay? Same thing, have them farther apart. All right. lighter value or the closer together, I get a darker value. You can already see the difference in that. Okay, so your activity, your assignment will be described, but basically you guys are going to practice some hatch marks with pencils fine, and then we're going to move on to the actual assignment. So practice this, you know, for a little bit, see, you know, how your feel of it is. Avoid cross-hatching with marks that are like that. Avoid hatching. You can even hear it. I'm pushing down too hard. So try a little softer sound. Even if you just can't pay attention to the sounds your marks are making, you're going to be able to tell if you're doing it too hard. Okay? Practice hatching, practice cross-hatching. Okay? So that's step one, and then we'll get to the assignment in the next video.